Start.
Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, if we can remain standing for a moment's silence in honor of our armed forces and first responders. Call me to order. I'd like to welcome everybody to the April meeting and welcome our new trustee, once again, Pam Rudolph here. It was great. We'll start off. I'll entertain a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes from March 21st, 2023, and the reorganizational meeting of April 3rd of 2023. Motion. Second, all in favor? Opposed? Recommended action, the Board of Trustees opens a budget hearing at 6:01 p.m. Motion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. At this time, I know Tom's got some pressing issues to. So come on up. Yeah, I'm actually anxious to hear what you got. This is a pretty cool thing you got.
Like, I can give each one of the.
I think I gave you copies of all that already.
Yep.
This might be something different.
Oh, all
Oh,
right.
it is, yeah.
No, I got them.
Is it exactly the same thing?
Yeah, it looks like the same.
Okay, all right.
Well, yeah, I think it's the same. This is what we got.
Interstate 35, yep.
Yep.
Okay, all right. I can leave
There.
that for some other people if they're interested. One last. Sorry, Dean.
Oh, you're good.
There's one more.
I'll share with Jay. I'm good.
Oh, gee. I'm Tom Kelsey. I'm president of the Wyoming Genesee chapter of Pheasants Forever. Pheasants Forever is a national organization. We happen to be the local chapter. We have a membership of about 280 people because we have recently been tasked with taking over the Erie County chapter, Erie and Niagara County chapter. So we're a little bigger than just Wyoming and Genesee, but we call it Wyoming Genesee because that's where we were chartered. Pheasants Forever has a number of different primary missions, one of them being habitat for pheasants, obviously, and quail. We do, our opportunity to create habitat here for pheasants is pretty unusual just because of the fact that we're in an area between two metropolitan areas, and dairy practices have changed over the last few years. That's the primary agriculture in this area. They mow grass at the time that pheasants would be hatching or nesting, so it doesn't make for a very good habitat for that. However, in 2013, with some research that they did nationally, Pheasants Forever did nationally, they established a pollinator program. And that's what I'm proposing to you tonight. Our chapter would be interested in establishing a wildflower pollinator strip on the backside of the park. What's in it for us? I believe that the end result would be a benefit to the community. We would take care of doing the planning and provide the seed and all the prep. But at the end of the day, I think it would create some aesthetic advantages to the backside of the park beyond where you're currently mowing. And what's in it for us, maybe we'll get a little bit of local heads up of some of the things that we do. We do a lot with youth. We do a lot with youth and veterans, basically, because our habitat opportunities are limited in the area. But this pollinator program is something we're going to support a young lady in Pavilion this year. She's doing 3 little pollinator areas for the town of Pavilion and Pavilion Central School. Long term, I would love to be able to start with maybe a 4 by 80 or 100 foot strip on the backside. If it got to be something that was aesthetically pleasing to everybody, maybe we could get the local FFA chapter to get involved with it. So, out of courtesy to you, obviously, I have thought about possibly approaching the Lions Club because the Lions Club has so many positive activities in the park, but first it's the village park, so I wanted to come to you first.
Mhm.
You don't have to give me a decision tonight. You can talk it over. If you have any questions, I don't know if you're, Craig, right?
Yep.
Is DPW
Yep,
guy.
supervisor.
If he wants to have me get together with him, I can tell you right up front, the likelihood of it being really aesthetically pleasing to anyone and seeing progress the first year is pretty limited.
Right.
But the end result is not just pretty wildflowers, but we'll get to see the monarch butterflies as a result. That's really what it's all about. We've Pheasants Forever has established through their science group, their biologists, that the same habitat that is pleasing to quail and pheasants is also pleasing to monarch butterflies and honeybees. Any questions?
So he said, like, the area that you're thinking would be beyond the area that they mow already
What I
existing?
see, Nate, you and I worked on a drive-up chicken barbecue
Yep.
event last year for the Lions Club.
Mhm.
On the east side of the back driveway, loop, whatever, up along the berm area where it really is kind of just brush now,
Yeah.
what we would do is go in and lop off, like I said, maybe 80 feet of it and get the vegetation down. In order to get this to work, we have to hit it with Roundup twice. And in between one real thorough application of rototilling it, then let the undergrowth come back up a little bit, or vegetation come back up, hit it with Roundup again, and then we should be able to plant it and we'll see some growth, but we won't maybe see any
The maturity.
mature flowers until next year. In
Are
fact,
you gonna plant milkweed?
I'm sorry?
You gonna plant milkweed?
That mix will have milkweed in it.
That's what butterflies like. That's
Yeah.
their favorite.
I got some acreage up in Warsaw, and it's loaded with about 6 acres of milkweed, and there's just butterflies everywhere.
Yeah. And quite honestly, there's people that find milkweed to be an invasive